Okay, I was breaking news be by no and a project say a day at 2 year screen no and change the amamono ECG recovers over 1,000 missing containers. Acting managing director confirms. Abusia a ECG boss John Jinapor. Abusia yɛde kan de ho nsɛm bebree abrɛ mu missing ECG no containers. ECG containers a ɛbɛyɛ ɛyɛ headline a na kyerɛ sɛ ɛnam political highway no so during ɛyɛ NDC ɛba power foforɔ yɛ a ECG missing containers na yɛka ho asɛm bebree no ɛnɛ ɛyɛ John Jinapor wakɔ akɔ retrieve anaasɛ wakɔ akɔ recover 1,000 missing containers abusua Sisiano eye Minister of Energy. Minister of Energy. Oshe n'adwuma pa oba ebusuya. Enye adwuma ketwa. Sisiano eye ECG missing containers. Wakwa recover that large and as a huge amount of missing containers no. Enye asem ketwa. Nti no eye confirm say right now missing containers are a right no ebusuya. Omo a recover eye 1,000. Sisi anomasan so a cancel some illegal contract and it is a ECG at the ama amount for omoche say ECG no omasan so a cancel contract via omode ema NPP amanyuku na sa contract no na illegal no enso na ya project ato e screen no enchen e de amam no say ECG cancels 202 contracts under ongoing reforms. Abusia enti no illegal contract nso a na say ye de amamfo a enyanye eye satisfy no omasa nso a cancel sa contract. Enti no eye Minister of Energy eye John Jinapor ohwe ne massive work a wo ya abusia enye asem ketwa pram yanko na yankonkoti ensem bia ekoso unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so enter into me and kabi Ghana Politics Avenue. So and don't forget to click on the notification bell so never any updates bia drop bia no wonso onsa ebe to me aka medamase
this and bring you matters relating to the electricity company of Ghana because it's acting MD, Mr. Kpekpena, says that they've managed to recover at least 1,000 of the missing containers. Julius Kpekpena, that they've revealed that the company has successfully retrieved over 1,000 containers that went missing earlier this year. He's been briefing members of Parliament's Committee on Mines and Energy. We can take a listen to exactly what he's been saying.
We restored reliability in our power supply. We put measures to curb excesses in procurement, and we're working with the support of the board, the ministry, and the presidency to deliver sustainable power to the people of Ghana. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me repeat that. So the current end user tariff, we see a distortion. The distribution service charge, in other words, the component of the tariff that ECG comes to ECG, is only right now 12%. And it should be around 40%. So the tariff is heavily distorted against distribution. And we are appealing to the PURC to correct that distortion. So the distribution service charge can't go up without necessarily increasing the end user tariff.
As Engineer Julius Kpekpena is acting MD of the Electricity Company of Ghana, will take us on to where, in response to rising fatalities at the Medina Zongo Junction here in the capital Accra, local authorities have announced plans to deploy personnel from the Ghana Armed Forces to ensure pedestrian safety measures at the busy intersection. According to statistics from the Lankwantanan Medina Municipal Assembly, 58 pedestrian deaths have been recorded at the junction over the past 7 years, largely due to people ignoring the footbridge and attempting to cross the multi-lane highway directly. the La Nkwantanan Madimna Municipal Assemblies considering structural modifications to the footbridges, which many pedestrians say are not motivational enough to use. George Quinn is there, where we're expected that enforcement is expected to start, and we'll connect with him right now and get an understanding. Military personnel to enforce the use of footbridges. Let's find out from George if that's already begun. George, are we seeing military personnel already at Medina seeking to enforce this directive?
Thank you, Marion. A very good afternoon. Thanks for having me. I'm coming to you live from Medina Jungle Junction. And we're here to assess compliance levels here. And it's like what it is. It's just an old story. Pedestrians are still crossing, putting their life in danger. So my cameraman is trying to give you visuals of these pedestrians. And for the military personnel, they'll be here September 30, that's Tuesday. And it's going to be piloted for 3 months. And according to the Assembly, the use of community policemen does not really enforce whatever they anticipate. So with the presence of the military, would actually deter these pedestrians from actually using the main road. So look at this very woman, for instance, trying to cross, putting her life in danger. For me, what life? I tell you to put bridge more. And now, yeah, but she's a. So look at her. So she's actually putting her convenience before her safety. So she's complaining that she has deep problems, so she cannot use the footbridge because, as they always say, it's just the architectural structure makes it very motivational. They cannot use it. So that's why they actually say that they can't use the footbridge. But there are lots of them here trying to just make their life for their convenience. But until things change here, I think the deaths that have been pegged at 58 within 7 years would decrease, Marina.
George, just quickly on the lives that have been lost as well. We understand, is it 58 lives have been lost as a result of these sorts of crossings? Walk us through the numbers and the statistics as well.
So 58 deaths have been recorded here so far within 7 years. So what the Assembly is saying that if things don't change, if pedestrians still continue to use the main road instead of the footbridge, the numbers will go high. So hopefully the presence of these military from next week will deter them from using the footbridge. So look at these young girls, for instance. Your life on TV3, and you are risking your life for your convenience. Why would you use the footbridge? Let's talk to you. Your life. That's it. Anything can happen. You know that. So you stop using it. But tell me, why do you want to go? It's very long. So if they work it, so Marina, they are saying that if the Assembly alters this very footbridge, they will surely use it because the game is very long. It likes too much exercise for them. So if the Assembly alters it, maybe they'll use it, so it will motivate them to use it. So Marina, so 50 years there, within 7 years there.
Quickly on the MC, because you've been interacting with her, what's she been telling you?
So Phyla Ibrahim is the MC for Manila Assembly, and he says most of the crashes that occur here is as a result of pedestrian negligence. So they are the ones that are causing these very crashes, and not really. We should not blame it largely on the driver. So let's listen to Phyla.
Yeah, thank you. With the issue of Zongo Junction, in order to it's either you stop it or you minimize it. Accidents is part of our social life, but we should make sure that we don't cause the negative on human being. That is why I can't notice somebody on the road. Sometimes it's the negligence of the pedestrians. We also don't want to listen to the right authorities. That is why we have such challenges. But I believe when this method that we are bringing in place comes to stay, it will help our own selves, our own pedestrians, to understand that no, my crossing on the median of the road is a problem or a calamity to my own nature. But if I'm able to use the bridge, it is for my own good and my own safety. So that is what we are trying to ensure. Collaborating with other institutions is a must. For as an assembly, you are an entity on your own, but you work hand in hand with other institutions. You are, let me say, a lower level or miniature of a parliamentary proceedings. So you see the way Parliament sometimes invite other institutions. The same thing, we can also invite others to join us and then make sure we deliver the best for the people of Medina. And that is what we are yearning to give to the people of Medina, so that a legacy will be set as a blueprint that whoever comes in next time will also make sure he either work to live apart with you or he crosses you, but not to come and do less of what you have done. So I always said, even from my upbringing,
as the MC for the area speaking to us, George Quenin, thank you as well for the updates from there. But let's bring you a bit more stories right now, because the Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Clement Apag, has urged colleges of education across the country to ensure that students are properly trained to be able to teach in disadvantaged communities within the country. He noted that the mass failure of teachers in the licensure exam raises questions about the quality of teachers being churned out by the respective colleges. Dr. Apag made these observations when he addressed teachers and students at the St. Vincent's College of Education at Yendi. And we'll stay a little longer on the subject because Christopher Marco is my colleague who monitored that for us. Let's connect with him right now in terms of what the minister has been saying. Let's connect right now with Christopher Marco. Chris, you were present. Walk us through the concern by the minister and, if possible, what the response is from the Yendi area, what they are seeking to do to improve the quality from their school as well.
Yes, so the Deputy Minister was responding to some concerns of infrastructural deficits by the principal of the St. Vincent College of Education in Yendi. And as part of his response, he indicated that he's much concerned, especially Ghanaians are much concerned about the mass failure of teachers who go out there to write the teacher licensure exams. And he's saying that it's become a topmost issue of concern to Ghanaians because of the caliber of teachers who will be teaching the future generation of this country, and that it's about time that a discussion on that is held. He also talked about the fact that the ministry has constituted a committee to look into that, to ensure that right from the school level, these teachers write the licensure exam, so that when they come out there, they know that they are good product quality that are coming out to also impact knowledge onto the children that they are going to teach. He says that once education is the bedrock of every nation, it is important and imperative for the leaders of tomorrow to be given the requisite teaching by the teachers who will be going into the communities to teach. He also expressed concerns over teachers not wanting to go into the interior communities to teach, and appeal to them that they should be able to accept postings into hinterlands where their services are much needed. Let's take a listen to what the Deputy Education Minister, Dr. Clement Apag, has been saying.
The National Teaching Council has recorded from the teacher licensure exam the abysmal performance of some teachers raises questions about how people are selected to enter the colleges of education and what the colleges do to ensure that those they train graduate to meet the minimum performance benchmarks. It is in addressing these challenges that the ministry set up the Kwame Alovi Committee to review the mode of licensing teachers to ensure that colleges play a direct role in the professional licensing process and assure that only capable trained teachers are graduated from our colleges.
Briefly on the infrastructural challenges from the respective schools. Talk to us about that and then the concern from the colleges there as well.
Yes, so we all know that most of the colleges of education have been battling infrastructure issues over the years. There are some of the schools, actually, the St. Vincent College of Education, since 2016, some of the Get Farm projects that were started, some projects that the school started on its own using its IGF, most of them are yet to be completed. And so we talk about inadequate lecture halls, dormitory facilities, You talk about spaces for conducive teaching and learning is not available. And so the school has been making appeals to the Education Ministry and government to ensure that they intervene. Let's take a listen to the principal of the Yendi St. Vincent College of Education.
Chris, we'll hear from him subsequently, but I appreciate you speaking to us. That's Christopher Marquez, my colleague in the northern and Savannah regions for us, amongst many other things, providing details there. We'll move away from this and bring you matters relating to the Electricity Company of Ghana, because it's acting MD, Mr. Kpekpena, says that they've managed to recover at least 1,000 of the missing containers, Julius Kpekpena, that they've revealed that the company has successfully retrieved over 1,000 containers that went missing earlier this year. He's been briefing members of Parliament's Committee on Mines and Energy. We can take a listen to exactly what he's been saying.
We restored reliability in our power supply. We put measures to curb excesses in procurement, and we're working with the support of the board, the ministry, and the presidency to deliver sustainable power to the people of Ghana. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me repeat that. So the current end user tariff, we see a distortion. The distribution service charge, in other words, the component of the tariff that ECG comes to ECG, is only right now 12%. And it should be around 40%. So the tariff is heavily distorted against distribution. And we are appealing to the PURC to correct that distortion. So the distribution service charge can't go up without necessarily increasing the end user tariff.
As Engineer Julius Kpekpena is acting MD of the Electricity Company of Ghana. Will take us on to our second break. When we return, a bit more stories then.
Okay, Abusia Wene and Sama Ekoso, our political highway. So I am Minister of Energy. JohnJinapor, Oshe, Ninjuma, Oba, and Ejuma Ketua, Asisiano, Omapako retrieve 1,000 missing ECG containers and easy cry. Abusia Wene and Sama Ekoso, but I must some Japanese Tisa and some way at my Ghana Politics Avenue. So and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that any updates via a bedrock Bibiano. One so one sa ebe to me aka, Madam Ase.